All right, guys, we made it over here to this other farm that we got set up yesterday for beaver. Found a dam here that we didn't find yesterday. I'm gonna set it up. There's actually another smaller dam just down a little ways. Hadn't been down there yet. But when we talk about dams, I always talk about crossovers. And look at this dam, guys. There's not an identifiable crossover that goes over the dam. But I want you to look at this right here. So if you don't see an identifiable crossover, look off to the side of the dam. There'll be a crossover somewhere. So what we got here on this one, this is going to be probably the uppermost dam, and they're coming around the side of it, right between these two trees. So right there looks like to me perfect spot to hang a snare. So we're going to lay that snare right there. We're going to put it up right between them trees here in a minute. I'm going to walk down here and look at this other dam, see if I can find a place to put this foothold right here. So guys, that just goes to show you that when you set your mind to go set some beaver traps, don't have your mind set to what type of traps or what type of set you're going to put in. Go look at the location and it's going to tell you what set's going to be best, what trap's going to be best. And it may be that that's why it's important to have a toolbox full of tools, full of different traps, full of different ideas, different ways to catch them that you know work and you've used in the past and you're confident in using. And then when you can get to the set location, you can look at it and identify what's going to be best for you. Right here's that next little dam. I'm just going to kind of look at it. I brought a foothold with me, so if the foothold isn't an idea, I can make a set to use this foothold, or I can walk back to the truck and see all kinds of tracks just running along the flat bench of this ditch. Looking real quick, not really seeing an identifiable crossover, but I think what I can do, actually going to be another dam down there too. I think what I can do is pull these limbs off this side. I'll anchor up here around this tree with extension cable, and I can set this bridger number 5 right here on the edge of this, kind of make a dam break right along this edge, move those limbs out of the way. An otter or something swimming up through here is probably going to take this edge. If we open that up a little bit, that'll more likely make them take this edge. So let's do that right there. Let's pull these limbs out of the way that are here. Just push them up there in the center. So now we've kind of opened up that trail right along the edge of this dam. I'm going to step in here and kind of make a dam break there, kind of open that channel up to where that water's flowing a little bit, and they're going to want to fix that water flow. Just kind of stomp that edge out a little bit. Alright guys, now we're just going to set the trap. I can smell those beaver right here. I can smell that castor up here on the bank. And we got that trap set. I'm just going to place it right here at the front of that. Just like that right there. Seat it down in the mud. If you want to, you can take a little bit of mud and cover that cable coming up out of there. Now all that's left is anchoring it. We're just going to do this with an extension. I got this extension cable in my pocket that I brought with me, guys. We're just going to unwind that. We're going to hook that extension cable through that split ring there. Just like that there. We're just gonna come up here and go right around the base of that tree there. Want it down as low as we can get it. If they chew this one down, they're not gonna be going anywhere anyway, but just gonna pull a lot of that slack out. We'll go ahead and bring it on up here once. I'm just gonna wrap it around this cable here so we can lay that. Twist it all the way around to where that cable's going through that ring. Kind of step that down in the mud. I don't want any critters walking by. It's gonna get their feet tangled up in that cable, so I'm gonna take some of that sand, kind of lay that cable down on the ground. That there ought to work. We'll find us a stick, drag over here to keep them from coming on that part of the cable there. So a good deal. So what we did, we just laid that cable down. Hopefully an animal won't come up here and get their foot caught in it and drag that trap up. We got that set there. I'm gonna ease back up there and get that snare hung on the edge of that other dam, and I'll show you guys that here in just a little bit. Alright guys, so I made it back up where we're gonna hang this snare. All I've done is run this extension cable over here. I double wrapped it around that tree that's down. That way that beaver gets caught. If I just done a single wrap, it's possible he could pull enough to get it around that tree. A cable's gonna bite into that tree, but a double wrap just kind of secures me even more. So I just got that where it stretches over here tight, right about to where I want to hang that snare. Just gonna attach my snare here to this anchor. Just like that there. Now let's say guys, we don't have any wire or anything for a support on this snare, but what we do have right here is a stick. A lot of times those sticks will go right into your whammy, and when you put that whammy on there, sometimes you got a piece of plastic tubing. That whammy, if you twist it counterclockwise, it'll twist onto that stick. So now we got us a support right there. The only difference is I'm not going to be able to go straight up and down because I can't bend that stick. But what I can do is take this stick, shove it back here at an angle into the ground. Now I can get that with the figures gonna break. Let's find us another one here. Right here's a green one right here, guys. We're just gonna use it. Gonna break it off here where I think I need it. I may have to adjust that length a few times. I'm gonna get my loop about the size, just a little bit bigger than my hands, what I want for a beaver. So I'm gonna take that whammy and put it just behind that loop. I'm gonna twist it counterclockwise onto that stick. There we go, guys. I want that loop to be standing right in there somewhere. So I'm just gonna adjust for that and move my stick to where I think it needs to be once I get it shoved in the ground. We're gonna say right there. Okay. Right there, guys. That is just pretty darn close to where I want it. It's a little bit high. Let me show you guys. So it's a little bit high off the ground. Beavers don't have very tall legs. They've got short legs, so I want that a little bit lower. So all I gotta do is adjust the angle on this stick back here to make that a little bit lower. There we go, guys. Right there is right about where I want that snare. So a beaver's coming across here. He's gonna have to stick his head, step through that snare. It's gonna tighten down on him, and we'll have him. He's coming up this direction, same thing. He's gonna be walking right through here. He's gonna go right through that snare. His chest, belly is gonna hit that snare, pull it up. As he keeps walking, that snare is gonna slam closed on him. So there we go, guys. That snare's hung. We got that trap on the edge of that dam down there. We made that little bit of a break. You can tell they're chewing and working up here in this area right now. So it won't be just a matter of time. We'll have one caught there in that snare. All right, guys, I'm gonna ease on around, check those traps we got set yesterday. I'm gonna keep my eyes open as I do, look for more places to set, and ease around this morning, enjoying my time out here. All right, guys, here's an area we didn't set yesterday, but as I was driving through, down through there, I noticed all these cuttings up here on the bank. So I wanted to get out. I grabbed the foothold and the 330, just carry it back down in here with me. I'm gonna walk down in here and just see what I can see. See if I can find a place to set a couple of these. More cuttings up here. Just kind of looking. I see that log across right there, and I know there's got to be a run that they're using that goes under that log, that they're already used to going under that log and using. So I'm gonna pull my hip boots up. I'm gonna see if I can step down in there and find that run to bed this 330 in. I don't want to step off in it and be surprised. Should be getting there. It's right about the middle of the ditch here. All right, sliding off in it right now. Right there. It's gonna be too deep for me to stand in the middle of it, but right there's the middle of that. There's that run. So we're gonna use this log that's here, and we're going to stick this 330 right underneath it in that run. They're used to going under it. It's a place that they've been using day in and day out, and they won't think of anything about us having to make a place to put it. So all right, here we go, guys. This is a little bit deep. I'm gonna take my anchor and go around this log. We're just going to use it for an anchor. Hook it back to itself, just like that. It's going to be quite a reach down there, stick my arm down in there, so I'm going to use these sticks. We'll find me a longer one that I can shove down in there through those spring eyes. Step out to this side over here. Looks like a better choice. I want kind of a bigger one that's going to fit those spring eyes pretty tight. I'll just look around for a minute. We're not in a hurry today. You can tell, guys, they're definitely working this area pretty good. Want it to be pretty long too, about 4 foot or so. All right, guys, we're gonna use that thing right there. Probably gonna be another one right there too. May grab another 330 and put it underneath that log, find the run, do the same thing underneath it on that side. Step back down here. Right there, I'll show you guys with this log where that channel is. So right there is the edge of it. Right there would drop down into that run, and it starts going back up right there. So right here I'm straddled it. Just gonna take this trap and we're gonna run that stick through them spring eyes. Just like that there, we'll spread them springs out. That's gonna help secure that trap there. And I'm just gonna come right down the middle of that run. Shove that stick down in the mud just like that. We'll use one of these other sticks that we got earlier to keep it from swinging. So I'm gonna come right off the edge of that jaw right there and shove this stick down in there. That's gonna keep it from swinging. And that trap's sitting right in the middle of that run. Should pick a beaver up right there. All right, guys, went back to the truck, grabbed some stands. Right there is where we made that set just a little bit ago. I'll step around here, grab some 330 stands, some 330s to make it a little bit easier setting those deep channels. Let's step right over here. I bet we can locate one underneath this log right here. Gonna ease off in here again so I'm not surprised when I find it. That dam's gonna be right here to our right. A lot of chewings. There's a lot of activity right here. All right, guys, we're just gonna lay them handful of traps right there. We're gonna step right here and find that channel, use that stand. It's not going to be as big as one as what we had back there, but we're just going to go right beside that log, guys. Stick that stand right in the middle of that run. Just like that there. I'm going to take one of them 330s. Set. And just ease it down on this stand right here. There we go. We're just going to take them safeties off now. Push that thing all the way down. Make sure that it clears that log so those jaws aren't going to get hung on that log. And that's going to be just perfect right there. I'm going to push those springs down. I'm going to grab my cable here. I'm just going to come up here on top, guys. I'm going to wrap that cable around here a few times. Clip that to itself. That's going to be our anchor. That set right there is set. If we wanted to, we can pull a little bit of this stubble just to block off those sides a little bit, because this isn't such a deep channel like we had over there. Just ever so slightly, just like that. All right, let's step over and take a look at this dam. Find a spot for our foothold in this other 330. All right. Well worn crossover, guys. We're just gonna stick that stand. Get it in there to where we want it. Hitting the limb before I hit bottom. That's all right, we'll come in here and put it at a little bit of an angle. See if we can get it down in there. All right, so the stand isn't gonna work here, guys. No problem, we know how to do it without a stand. And we're just gonna use these sticks that are here for our support, and we can lay this 330 on top of those sticks that are under there. All right. trigger set. All right, take those safeties off. Guys, we're just gonna put that trap. We'll use whatever we need to do to secure it. I'm gonna turn it around this way so I can anchor this tree here in a minute. Put my anchor on that side. We'll just take whatever sticks we need to get it down in there. Secured where it'll hold. Right there, I'm just now hitting that mud. All right, guys, so let's get another one for this side. All right, guys, that ditch is over at the edge of that wood line, and we're about, I don't know, 100, 150 yards up from where I just made those sets. Me and Josh got out here yesterday and set a couple different locations, dam and a little caster scent set, and then there's a run that goes back over to this slough, between the ditch and the slough right up here, and we placed a couple of 330s in it. So get over here and check them out. Alright, so these were just blind sets we set in this run. The waters fell out a little bit. All right, there's one 330 just coming out of that slough, running this ditch right here. And I've got a RBG underneath that log going that direction. It's still set as well, so didn't travel down through there last night. And there's that ditch. Let's walk down here and check these sets that we got. All right, guys, so here's our first two sets. All we did, just the way this was set up, that tree right in the middle of that little bitty drain off right here, we put two 330s on it, and right back here on this limb I put some caster up here high. I'm really surprised nothing come up here. I'm looking, I'm not seeing any tracks or disturbance or anything. There's a caster mound right here on the edge. Almost seems like the beaver just weren't moving last night. He's right on up here. We've got a drowning rod on this dam. Made a dam break on it. That's why that water has receded like it has. So right there's that little dam. I can see that trap still set, guys. Oh, they didn't come up here to repair that dam break. Trap's still sitting in front of it on a drowning rod. Step right up here, we got a bunch of caster mounds right here together, and put another baited set with some caster up here on a drowning rod as well. I believe I don't remember which one of these big old caster mounds it was. They're all down through here. Let's see, right there. Right there's that rod, guys. I'm not seeing the trap. Looks like maybe we got one right here. This dropped off real quick and I couldn't get down there where I normally would put that rod. Hopefully that didn't just fall off that ledge. But anyway, I'm gonna get it pulled up here. Take a look at it. Yeah, I didn't feel it slip down, so maybe we got one on here. I think this is the last set over here, and then we got one more spot just on down the road a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, gonna have some weight to it. Oh, got us one here. I was beginning to wonder if we were gonna pick up a beaver today. Let's get it out of here. We're gonna get it set right back up here. Got a front foot catch because all I had was a little bit of a ledge right here before it dropped straight down. So that's what I set for, front foot. All right. Let's get that thing put back down in there. See if we can get another one here. See how it just fell? If I wouldn't have caught it, it'd have fell all the way to the bottom. So we're just gonna reset this, guys. Right there. And now it's got just the slightest little bit of edge right here. Bet that trap right on that edge. All right. So that's going to be all we got set here. I'm going to carry this thing back to the truck and get down there and check that last location. And maybe we got some more picked up over there. I'll show you guys those sets. All right, guys, here's this last location today to check that we got set yesterday. You can tell old dam come across here, and farmers come in, dug it out with the excavator to move the water. Even this dam's pretty old. They've come back in behind them and built this up right here to hold that water. But let's step right over here. We got a couple of sets we made in here yesterday. We put a couple of number 11s over here too, hoping to pick up a coon or mink or something coming across. There's one of the long springs. You can see this little trail coming across right here, and got that long spring bedded there. Got one up here on the top end as well. I was thinking Josh put a drowning rod out here somewhere. Right there, I just stepped on that trap. Alright, I'm gonna have to reset that now. I'm just going to place this trap right back here where it was on this little crossing. Right there, just like that. Push that anchor back down. Find me a stick to put out here so I'll know that trap's still up here next time. There, all right, there we go, guys. Right here, guys, we got a little 1.5. You can tell there's a little trail coming across right here. We got that 1.5 just right on the edge of the water right there. It's on a slide rod anchored up here underneath the trap, and then just got a slide wire that goes up there in the deeper water, hoping they'll drown. And then right here we got a 330 on this little crossover. It's still set. All right, guys, that's going to be the end of the video. All we got set yesterday. A few catches this morning, kind of a mixed bag. But you guys be sure to hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button when you watch the videos. And share the channel. Anybody you know might be interested in this content, be sure to share it. And we'll see you next video.